Hey guys, so with the new year we're starting to dive back into composting. We started composting some last year to better help our garden soil have more nutrients because it's pretty much just clay, which isn't great to grow vegetables in. So we started composting last year but hit some roadblocks because we weren't taking it out and adding it to the compost bin enough. So kind of took a little time off and we were thinking about how we can make it more efficient, more effective, so that way we take the compost from the kitchen out to the bin and make sure that we're not having the same issues that we had last time where it kind of sitting here under the sink, stewing, and starting to decompose here in the house. So let me show you what we came up with. So you can see under here, next to our trash can, we have a compost bin that I put together. You can see it's just a plastic tub with a lid. That way it keeps the smell in there and doesn't spread throughout the house. Before, we were using just a paper grocery bag, and it did not keep any of the smell in. Try to keep it small, so that way it forces us to have to empty it very regularly. So as you can see, it's already pretty full from just this morning. We got some kitchen scraps in here. Right now we're kind of just throwing it all into the compost bin, but we're planning on getting pigs here soon, and once we do that, and the chickens, will be kind of sorting out stuff that can be fed to them versus stuff that will go straight into the compost bin outside. So then from in the kitchen, we're going to be taking it outside to a holding bin that's just a trash can that we set up right outside the house. So that way we don't have to take it all the way to the main compost pile that's out by the chicken coop right now, but will be moved up to the garden here in a little bit. So we'll just throw it all in here for now, and then when we're ready, we'll take it down to the main compost bin. So now we're gonna walk down to where our main compost pile is. Like I said, right now it's down here near the barn and where we're building the chicken coop. We're gonna be moving it up to the garden though, so that way it's closer to where we're gonna be putting the finished compost. So one of the reasons that we're moving the compost bin is because it's right here under the tree. It's kind of, the heat from the compost is kind of killing the tree a little bit. So we don't really want to keep it there long term. So once the snow melts and we're getting ready to put it up in the garden, we're just going to move the whole thing up there.
It's hard to see here because it's winter and there's no leaves on, but when the leaves were still on the tree, right up above here, it was actually, the leaves were kind of turning a little brown and falling off. I guess we were thinking just the heat probably produced from the compost was just running up the tree and kind of affecting the tree. So one thing we didn't think about, and if you think about putting a compost out in the woods, yeah, that's apparently going to happen. We never even thought about it. We just started this not too long ago, so we haven't really built it up too much, which is good because we have to move it. But basically we just took pallets and in the back, honestly, all I did was just put a couple screws into the pallets. I didn't cut the pallets up or anything. The side slats, we kind of had to add a couple more slats because the dog was trying to stick his head in and get it. But this isn't, we're not doing anything like super composty with enclosed sides and tarps. This is just run-of-the-mill. Just got a little bit of chain up at the hardware store, and a little latch. And that's all it is if we need to move it. And if we need to open the door, we can do that. Lift it right up. And there's a couple PVC pipes down into the ground. That just helps hold this a little bit because this was kind of getting a little janky on us, but it works. But we did cut this one down. I don't know if I cut it down or it was just already a half one, but in the front, so that's just easier to dump crap in. That's all. So we haven't really turned it so the heat's not really preventing the snow, but we had this, it was probably about twice as high because we threw in a lot of the corn stalks and stuff like that from the garden. We threw in here to help it along, and this does not have a bottom on it. I know some people put like tarp bottoms on it, but this doesn't have a bottom on it, so a lot of the stuff is going kind of down into the soil too. So when we do actually go to use this and move it, we're definitely gonna want, if you're doing it like this, we're gonna definitely want to kind of dig down a little bit, because that soil is gonna be real good soil, and everything's just kind of settling down in it. Like I said, it was about probably twice as high, and it has gone down and composting well, and it's composting into that soil. So that soil is going to be super rich soil when we go to use it, which is kind of different, because I've seen people that put tarps down or what have you, or use bins. Yeah, we'll have some good soil and good compost there to move up to the garden whenever we're ready. And then we got to move the whole thing up there, like I said, so that'll be a whole ordeal when we get there. But for now, that's all we got for the compost. Let us know how you guys are composting, what you guys are doing. Tell us what we're doing wrong, because I'm sure we're doing something wrong. Let us know what you guys are doing. Comment, like, hit that subscribe button if you want to see more. We're definitely going to be continuing to roll some stuff out here. So yeah, I guess that's all. So like she says,
Till next time.
we'll see y'all later.